Hello, and welcome to another episode of Keep It Moving Podcast. What was I about to say? .com.
I don't know. Are you looking at the website?
No. Welcome to another episode of Keep It Moving Podcast. I'm your host, Novelty, and as usual, I got Mike B with me.
What it do?
One of these days, he gonna give me something more than what it do.
That's all you need.
No.
It's like a greeting. Hello. Do you always need more than a hello from people you don't know?
I want more.
I guess there's nothing wrong with wanting more.
Yes, I want more. How's it going?
It's the same old same with me. No news.
You get a life.
That's you talking. Well, the only thing that you probably have done over the past week is hurt yourself. Like, why are you walking like that?
I didn't hurt myself. For some reason, when I sit up in bed, if I don't have the right pillow, when I wake up in the morning, I got a pinched nerve or something that's bothering me. And I need to talk to my doctor about it. I've talked to my doctor about it once, but they evidently not taking me seriously because they don't ask questions
go in there
about it,
with your AARP card, and then they will take you seriously.
No, but I have like one of those bed those pillows that you sit up in. They kind of look like little kids' boppy pillows, but they got the little arms on them.
Oh yeah,
you've seen those pillows
to help you like prop yourself up.
Yeah.
I don't know what a boppy pillow is, but I know what you're talking about.
A boppy pillow goes around a little kid's waist, so a baby doesn't fall. When they fall, they have pillow 380 degrees around them.
60. Okay.
Well, that's the right number. Anywho, but that's what it reminds me of. It helps. It props me up right. And if I use my regular pillows instead, every morning it never fails. I wake up and for hours I'm having trouble walking.
Why don't you just lay there until you're ready to get up?
I am ready to get up.
Oh.
That's why I get up.
But why just sit in the bed? Like, get up and actually get up.
No, I sit up in the bed. Like before I go to bed, I'll play games on my iPad or read through my Facebook page or something like that. Before I actually lay down, I'm sitting up for a little while. And that can be sometimes 30 minutes to an hour. Or like last night, I was tired of my house. So I went in my bedroom and climbed in bed and watched TV.
How do you get tired of your house?
I just get tired of looking at the same room.
Oh.
So I went into my bedroom, climbed into bed. I wanted to get comfortable, got comfortable, watched TV, fell asleep, woke up in pain. So I've been trying not to have the need to get comfortable or see something different.
So it's your back that's making you walk like that, or?
No, it's in my butt and at the top of my, it's like in my butt and at the top of my hip.
Okay.
So it's like something, I'm pulling something. So I know I done hit a nerve or I put pressure on a nerve. That's all.
You want some Epsom salt or some, I got some pain pills.
No, thank you.
Okay.
It'll go away.
Okay. So you're used to this?
Yeah.
Okay.
It'll go away.
Right on.
Anywho, but no, I've done more than that this week anyway. I've been making my little Halloween treat.
Oh yeah, you've been crafting.
Yes.
And I've been seeing all the evidence.
Yes.
So you've actually been showing me some good stuff. I
got my spell book done. I'm starting on my cake plate, and I started my cake. Working with plaster is not that easy.
Okay.
Because it stiffens really, really fast.
Mm-hmm.
And to ice a cake takes a little bit of time.
Why don't you just use icing?
Because bugs and mice will eat icing.
Okay.
They won't eat plaster.
You don't like bugs and mice, huh?
No. So I had to go buy a sander so I can smooth out the plaster.
Just seeing you with a sander, I can't even picture it.
Hey, I got things for my eyes to cover my eyes.
The goggles?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm ready.
Okay. You know they make like just sandpaper where you could actually sand it by
no.
I heavy duty.
Yeah, I need some heavy duty with what I did.
Okay.
So
I just can't picture that. I would love to see video
of me saying
of that disaster.
Well,
Yeah.
it's just a little personal, small project sander. It's nothing major.
Okay.
So it's not going to be that much fun to watch.
Goggles. So that's when
I got goggles when I got the chainsaw.
Okay. So you already had them. You didn't buy them for this project.
No, I didn't buy them before. I have goggles from the chainsaw, which I'm too afraid to use. And so it's never been used by me. My neighbors used it, but I haven't used it. I'm scared.
You should be. I'm scared for you. Chainsaw.
Yeah. Well, that was for the trees.
I believe it. But
when
I'm just
you
saying
have a house, you have to take care of things.
No, or you can just go and pay somebody to
I
do
don't
these
want to
things.
pay somebody to do stuff I can do myself.
Yeah, like cut your arm off. You can do that yourself. Yeah.
I mean, but to me, that's just silly to pay somebody to do stuff I can do. So I bought the chainsaw, and then I solved the chainsaw.
And then you woke up to reality that this
And
thing might hurt
scared.
me. You should be.
So I've never used it. My neighbor, she uses it. She comes over. Yes.
Lord,
she's from the country.
You should feel some type of way about that.
No, I don't. She comes over and she cuts down my trees for me. She's really nice.
Do you bake her like cakes and cookies and stuff?
I mow her front yard.
Okay. Oh, that's okay. I can see that as a trade-off.
So we kind of help each other out. Females living alone, and we just kind of look out for each other.
Right on. You guys should.
Right, we should. And it's a lot. Actually, it's a lot of women that live alone in my neighborhood. I don't know. I got the spinster neighborhood, I guess. But I mean, it's a lot of single people too, because there's a lot of men that live alone in the neighborhood as well. Y'all
should have a singles night or neighborhood or something like that.
Where you guys the whole neighborhood.
I know, where you guys all plan an event and then go out and get to know each other, because your husband could be in your neighborhood. You don't even know it.
Nah.
Okay. You don't like that idea?
Nah.
Okay.
I like my neighbors in a neighborly way. And we chat on Facebook, or we chat through text every once in a while, but that's enough.
Okay.
That's enough. I know enough to know that they'll watch my house when I'm gone, and they won't go in and take anything.
I guess that's good. That's
good. All I need to know. Anywho, any stories? Everybody's loving the stories of your grandma.
Nope. No, I don't have one this week, but I am going to visit her tomorrow, so maybe for the next show I'll have something. Maybe. I never know.
I just want you to get her to stop reading the Inquirer, please.
Nope. Whatever entertains her is what I'm going to get her. That's what she likes. I'll go with it. And
but she thinks it's real.
Yeah, but it's not like she's acting on it. So that's a difference.
She just thinks it's real and don't care.
Right.
Well,
I mean, what can she do?
Well, hopefully she don't go vote.
If she had a pistol, and she was like, "Oh, the aliens are coming," and she starts shooting outside, then I might, take the Inquirer away.
Okay, so reading the Inquirer, does she like Trump or not like Trump?
No, she doesn't like him.
Okay,
but more importantly, she knows that nobody else likes him.
And that's reading the Inquirer.
Well, that's from watching the news and seeing
how she does watch the news.
Not so much anymore. It seems like the TV only goes on when I go over there and we're having lunch or whatever. And I turn on the TV. But, yeah, she's reading the Inquirer. But she used to all the time watch the news.
Okay. Well, okay. She's not completely gone.
No, she's not completely gone.
The Inquirer will take you to a place. She believed in the aliens, right?
Well, no, she believed that Hillary Clinton gave birth to an alien because
the
Inquirer told her so. But she asked me, why I didn't tell her. I said, because it's not real. And I don't think she believed me, but she believed that Inquirer. But I at least put that doubt out there for her, like it's not real.
Well, your grandma has a special place, and so does mine.
Mm-hmm.
My grandmother is mean. I don't care what nobody says.
My grandmother
is mean.
Well, she used to be very, very mean. Nobody wanted to go over her house, and she didn't want anybody to come over her house. She still kind of don't want nobody to come over.
My grandma likes people to come over. She just don't like you to touch nothing.
Don't get me started. And my grandmother used to have all these little toys and trinkets around the house, whatnot. She used to call them or whatever. And I mean, it's like enticing to little kids. And they she would tear your fingers up if you touch anything.
She don't like nobody to touch nothing. And she got mad at my uncle. Well, actually, I don't think she's necessarily mad at him so much as she's mad that she's not the center of his attention.
Okay.
And he's married, and his wife is the center of his attention.
Which that makes sense.
And she feels like he shouldn't do as much for his wife as he does. And so she got mad, and she tells me out of the blue, she just says, I think she's sucking his dick. And I didn't know where to go with that. First and foremost,
I think I would have hung up. I would have hung up.
I can't hang up on her.
Why?
Because it's my grandma. I can't do
I mean,
that.
it's your
That's
grandma. She's still going to be
disrespectful.
your grandma when you call her back and say something went wrong and change the subject.
No,
But no, nope.
But I even tried changing the subject, but she really wanted to talk about that. And it was like, I was having a little trouble with, first of all, the fact that those words came out of her mouth.
Yeah.
Second of all, the fact that those words came out of her mouth to me. And thirdly, the fact that she really wanted me to discuss my uncle's penis and what he does with it.
And what his
and
wife
all I
does
could
with
say
it.
was,
Oh,
well, maybe. And she, women do that nowadays. So it's like, oh my God. I mean, I'm not even face to face with her. And I know I was bright red.
Yeah, that's embarrassing.
I just didn't know what to say. And so when I told my aunt was just, she didn't know what to say either. She was confused as to why her mother would say those words coming out of her mouth.
Then to say that women do that nowadays, like it wasn't something they did. So I'm like, how long has she been thinking about this? Like that's the only voodoo that the woman could be doing on her son?
Evidently, yes.
He can't just love her?
Evidently, no.
Okay. You got to be something extra going on.
No. And then I talked to my cousin in San Francisco. And y'all call me the keeper of the books. I get there's a reason for that.
Yeah.
Well, we were talking about family trees. And we were going down.
That's so interesting because I've never had a family tree conversation with anybody in my family.
No,
but go ahead.
We have them all the
Don't
time.
make it seem like it was just so fun.
Oh, it was.
Okay.
Because as we're going down, we're just comparing her tree, the tree she did to the tree I did to see where where I'm missing a piece or where she's missing a piece.
Uh-huh.
And so we were it started off talking about my great aunt. She has a different father than my grandmother. Well, our generation knows this, but for some reason, my grandmother's generation doesn't think we do. So they're all keeping it a secret.
Okay.
And them women can keep a secret. It's just, but my great aunt had already told. So she was fine with us knowing. But they are not, all the way up to the 102-year-old one. She will not tell. It's like, nope, she wanted you to know, Like, well, I've never met her. How would I know if she wanted me to know? So, but they keep it this big secret. So we started out talking about that. And then we got to going further down the family tree. And so we come across, I got an uncle. Okay, and this uncle, he was let's just say he didn't make his money legitimately.
Okay.
He was a counterfeiter.
I feel like that was big back in the day.
Well, he counterfeited 50-cent pieces.
Oh, I don't know. I wasn't thinking that.
And he was homeless.
Okay, so he wasn't making no money.
He lived in a makeshift like tin hut house thing.
Uh-huh.
And he hid they looked all over for his count. They broke into his little tin hut house. Well, I guess the police don't really break in. They go in with a warrant or something. But they went in and they searched. They did everything they were supposed to do. Couldn't put nothing to him. No evidence. Couldn't find. Finally, one day they got him. You know where they found his counterfeiting machine?
Where?
In a tree.
Okay.
He had a big tree outside the front of his house that he had hollowed out. And he stuck his counterfeiting machine inside the tree.
Okay, where are you getting this information from?
It was a newspaper article on this man.
Oh, okay.
And then so we go back even further. And you know how you go back and you look for things and people looking for royalty in their family or, a family member that was maybe a politician or something. Well, I found royalty. I found politicians. I finally found slavery. I've been looking all over on my grandmother's side because I swear she wasn't white. She wasn't black. It was a slave back there. Yes, she was. But not only did I find that, I found a great uncle, which is so fitting. He actually does fit in my family. He was filthy rich.
Mm.
His dad was from France. He had a bunch of money. Came over here. They owned a third of New Orleans. Filthy rich. They owned a third of the New Orleans, and then the rest of my family owned half of New Orleans.
What time period was this?
This was back in the 1800s.
Okay.
And so he had a wife, but he also had a slave wife. And in Louisiana, they were different about how they treated their slaves before the Louisiana Purchase. They were a little different in how they treated their slaves. So he had a slave family. It was an actual family. He took care of them, bought them a house, set them up, paid their bills. Just like he had 2 wives. And they weren't slaves as in they came and worked for you and got beaten and all that. No, it was just he had another family. They were black, so they were considered slaves, but they were not treated the same in Louisiana until the Louisiana Purchase. After that, of course, the Americans came over and changed that. But anywho, so he's the one that had the slave and the slave had the baby. But he was filthy rich. When his dad passed, they sent him back to France because he was a playboy. And this is what it's an article in Wikipedia about him. He was a playboy, and it says playboy. He was a politician. He was a whole bunch of other things. He did real estate. He was into a lot of different things. But they sent him back over to France to calm him down because he was such a playboy. But that didn't work.
He was doing too much.
So where he ended up was in gambling establishments. So he was a big gambler. And when he came back, you know that game, the dice game Craps?
Yeah.
He's the one that brought that back to America.
Okay.
And he gambled his money away until he was destitute and had nothing before he died.
Oh, that sucks.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm like, you started out saying he was rich, how he had all this money.
Filthy rich.
They owned all this and then died with nothing.
Nope, but yep, and brought craps to America.
So that more people can gamble their lives and life savings away.
And I'm like, this makes so much sense. He fits in my family so perfectly. I wouldn't find royalty. I would find silliness in my family.
Hey, that's your family, and I believe it.
So, anywho, you got a babe for me today?
I do. This week we are, for Black Achievements and Excellence, we are going to acknowledge John Legend, who at this year's Emmy, I guess once he won an Emmy, he became the first black man to earn an EGOT, which is an Emmy, a Grammy, an Oscar, and a Tony. And he also tied Robert Lopez as the youngest man to do so at the age of 39. Woohoo! So shout out to John Legend. And I think it was for Jesus Christ Superstar. And I've never seen that. For him to get all of these awards for that, I would have never guessed that's the it sounds like it must have been really good, or he did a good job.
Common is close too. I think Common's got everything except the Emmy.
Common, okay.
I think he's real close.
Right on.
It's not that many. It's like 15 people who have an EGOT. It's a very small club.
I know we talked about Whoopi Goldberg being one of them.
Whoopi Goldberg is one. And it's not that many black people either. So
and then for him to be the first black male to do it, for some reason I would have thought maybe Sidney Poitier or someone of that caliber. John Legend.
I don't think Sidney Poitier. I think he has a Tony and an Oscar and an Emmy, but I don't think he has a Grammy. You got to have a reason to have a Grammy.
I got a reason.
What?
I just want a Grammy.
Oh, well, I mean, you got to do something to get one. And I don't think Sidney Poitier's ever done anything. I could be wrong.
Okay.
But I don't think he's ever did any voice work that would have gotten him one. Because otherwise, I would be shocked that he
didn't have one yet.
But yeah, so woohoo!
Shout out to John Legend. Also, Regina King, she got an Emmy that night, so shout out to her as well.
I heard because I did not see. I heard that the opening number was all about inclusion, and then like the first 10 awards went to white people. So it was just like, okay, I think she was the first person
of color.
First minority.
Okay,
to get one. Well, I guess women are considered minorities too. So
okay,
but anywho,
shout out to both of them.
So it's a couple of things I want to discuss. First and foremost, I just want to put it out there. This past week, these people done lost their minds.
Who is these people?
People with guns and crazy people.
Okay.
Wednesday and Thursday, 3 shootings in 24 hours. Not 3 shootings, 3 mass shootings in 24 hours. 3 people pissed off at their jobs.
Oh, so people going postal. I don't think I've heard of these stores.
Yeah, it was 3 of them, and they were all within a 24-hour period. 4 people were shot at WTS Partigam. That's somewhere in Madison, Wisconsin.
Do we know what type of company that is?
No.
Okay.
I don't know nothing about it. They shot and killed.
Do we know how
they
many?
were shot and injured. 4 people.
4 people. Okay.
No, and I don't think anybody died from there. But then near Pittsburgh, a gunman opened fire shooting 4 people before the police killed him. I think he was the only one to die there, and that was in at Masontown Borough Municipal Center.
Okay.
The suspect was scheduled for a hearing in a domestic violence case.
Oh, okay.
So that was crazy. And then the third one was Thursday morning. A 26-year-old black woman, which is very shocking, but a 26-year-old black woman went to Rite Aid, had an argument out in the parking lot, and then killed 3 people before she killed herself.
Okay. Did the witnesses know or say what the altercation was about?
The one witness said she went off, so
Okay.
I'm assuming that was a black person too. And then they just said she was having an argument with a coworker outside, and she
worked at the Rite Aid.
She was a part-time or temporary worker.
Okay.
She just her temp job. I don't know what's going on.
You can't talk crazy to me on my permanent job, my full-time job, or my temp job.
Let me tell you, I don't know what's going on, but I'm so glad I work at home. That's all I can think of. Is like every day is something else.
Right.
I'm so glad I work at home. You get mad at me at work, you got to figure out where I am
right
before you come to my house. And I mean,
but then
the people
also
I
it
work
goes
with work
back
all over the country, so you can't get mad at us. Where you gonna shoot?
Right. Well, you also have to remember that you can't just come and talk to people any kind of way. That's another thing. Like, I don't know the situation in any of these shootings, but it still, to me, goes back to you have an altercation with your coworker. You can't talk to me any kind of way. There may have been a way to diffuse the situation in some of those incidents, but
agree.
You still got to be mindful of who you're dealing with, and then realize that you don't know the mindset of who you're dealing with.
We done lost our minds talking to people like they don't matter.
Mm-hmm.
But now here's the last one. Friday, and this was the sad one. 3 infants and 2 adults were stabbed.
Yes, I just read that.
At a daycare in Queens. Who stabs
Infants.
babies?
Yeah, I think one was like 3 days or
3 days to 1 month old. Who does that?
A psychopath. And it's like, what are you trying to prove? And they were, when I was reading the article, they were going into what type of facility this was, saying that I think Asian women come to this facility, they have their children so that their kids can be born in America, and then they end up going back home, and that helps them. I'm just saying about the facility. It doesn't explain why somebody was killing.
And that might be true, and at first that's what I was hearing, but now I'm hearing stories that the person who did it worked there. So if you got a problem with that situation, why you working there?
That's a good question.
And it don't make a person with a problem with that situation. That becomes a hate crime regardless.
Yeah.
So it don't make it right. But why are you even then working there?
Maybe it was a new person. And then they realized, maybe they thought it was just a daycare. And then they realized what was actually happening. And so they felt some type of way. I don't know.
I am going to I'm going to plead to people who feel the desire to go postal on their job. When you get upset at your job, please don't take it out on people that don't have nothing to do with it. Take it out on the people only the people that it got something to do with, and take it away from everybody else. And how about you not shoot and stab them? Y'all want to have a fist fight out in the parking lot at 3:00? That's fine. Whatever. But how about leaving all the weapons at home? And
but don't have the fist fight with the infants.
That's not acceptable. Period.
They didn't ask for any of that.
But I mean, if you don't like your job, I'm sorry. Somebody hiring somewhere, quit. Just quit.
Yeah.
And just know that wherever you go, it's always going to be somebody on your job you don't like.
Exactly. Unless you're working even when you're working for yourself, sometimes I bet you don't like you.
No, but you
didn't like your surroundings.
Sometimes
you had to go
I don't like
you
my
put yourself
dog
to bed early.
No, sometimes I don't like my dog.
You didn't like your surroundings.
I mean, no matter who you work for, and even working for yourself, working is a pain in the butt.
Yep.
Period. Working is a pain in the butt. So just know you're going to have some frustrations, but don't take it out on the other people and especially the babies. Because I 3 months, 3 days to 1 month old, 3 days. I don't understand that. I wouldn't
think to Me personally, I don't even like holding babies that young. Like they have to be able to hold their own neck and their own head up before I would even consider. Because I'm a big guy. I feel like I'm going to break them, so I don't even want to take that chance. Like I don't like it. I hate to even see people holding babies like that. I feel like it should be mandatory that you keep them inside of like a little container until they get old enough.
No, they need skin to skin.
I don't know about that.
Yes, they need to.
That's not a law.
They need to know they're loved. No, it's not a rule. It is a rule. They need skin to skin.
But they got a love app. You can push the app and it'll sing love songs.
No. Gotta hold the babies, and they smell so good. That new baby smell. Oh, I love new babies.
They smell like babies, but I don't want to touch them.
Well, don't touch them.
I don't.
Feel sorry for your wife and your first kid.
Well, that's what she's going to do it. You know, when
you ain't gonna touch your first kid until they how old?
Like maybe one. Once they're old enough, maybe like I'll say realistically, probably like 2 months.
2 months?
Yeah.
No.
I'll be there to kind of console.
Diapers need to be changed into the first 2 months.
You don't know how to do that no more?
In the first 2 months.
Tell me, have you forgot?
No, you need to learn. They need to eat in the first 2 months, and they need to get to know their father in the first 2 months.
I'll be there. I'll be talking so much shit. They gonna know me.
I know that part. I believe
they just ain't gonna touch me.
So in Maine, they cooking lobsters.
Oh yes,
but they getting them high first.
I didn't understand this. They feel like that was more humane to get them high and then cook them.
You know, they claim. Have you ever heard a lobster get cooked?
No.
Lobsters are live when they get cooked. They don't kill them. They cook them. They throw them in a boiling pot of water. They claim they scream. Now, some people say they scream. Some people say it's not them screaming because they don't have vocal cords. It's something that's happening with their shells, and you get like a whistle when you throw them in there. I don't know because I've never watched one cook.
I've never even tasted.
I think it's mean to cook them live, so I don't want to know how you preparing them back there. Just put them on my plate. I'm ready to eat. But so this one lady, she's got a license for medical marijuana, and she's buying it and she's pumping marijuana into they tanks before she cooks them, so they're nice and sedated.
Yeah. But then, okay, so is that all taken away during the boiling process or the cooking process? So I'm not eating marijuana infused lobster?
They claim that people, the amount of weed that the lobster is getting is cooked out before the people get it. So people never.
Okay.
I find that hard to believe.
What's the point? I feel like that's.
So the lobsters is not scared. I don't know. This is stupid. This entire situation is stupid. Because how are you for sure that the lobster is not eating the weed when you eating the lobster? I mean, can you imagine taking your 10-year-old, 5-year-old to go get some lobster and they come back on cloud nine and you wondering why everybody love to go get lobster there?
And I don't know if it was a lobster or a crab, but I saw a video of crab. They like to fight back.
Them
so
crabs.
There was crabs.
I don't know if lobsters was doing it, but crabs will fight back.
They about it. Like, they don't get scared. So you don't have to, I guess, prepare them for death.
And then I wonder, so if you eat a lobster that's got weed infused in it and you get high, do you still get the munchies?
I don't know.
I think that's a JT question.
Wait a minute. So what you trying to say about JT?
I just think it's a JT question.
You're trying to put JT business out there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I read that story. I'm like, to me, it just seems so pointless. But, there are people, I bet it makes some people feel better because it seems like they say humane, even though in the end, they're still eating that damn lobster. But like you said, they're not afraid.
The bottom line is this.
What's the bottom line?
The Lord put everything on the planet for everybody to use. And I don't mean just people. I'm talking about lions eat the other animals, and I don't know what they eat, but they eat animals.
Talk about the circle of life.
Yeah, it's the circle of life. That's just the way it is. And fortunately, we are at the top of the circle.
When do you think, how long do you think it will be before we start eating on a normal basis, eating people?
Whatever it is, I hope I'm long gone. And I honestly hope my descendant line is completely dead my fam. I don't want my nephews to have kids in that. Nobody. I don't want to be no parts of that.
You don't want to be a part of
Dead
the
or
people
alive.
feast.
Dead or alive.
Right on.
So, you got a penis, right?
Oh, here we go, Granny.
Can you imagine life without it?
No.
Did you know it was possible for a man to be born without a penis?
Are you saying a person is born without any type of sexual organ?
I'm talking
You
about
said
a
I know
man.
you said a man, but if it's not
No,
a penis,
I'm talking about
how,
a man
how's
is
it a
born
man?
without a penis, no sexual organ.
No sexual organ. Okay. No, I didn't.
Well, it's
How do you
called-
survive?
That's what I wanted to know. That's why I didn't think this story was true at first. I had to do some research. It's called penile agenesis, and it's a birth defect in humans occurring about once in 5 to 6 million male births.
Can we go ahead and I want to protest this story. This is, oh my goodness.
So this man was born without a penis, and when he was 45 years old, the doctor took skin from his arm and nerves out of his leg and made him a bionic penis. And he lost his virginity for the first time.
Oh, my goodness.
He had... Are you okay? He spent 10 days with an agonizing erection, and he had to wait at least 6 weeks before he could have sex. And in order to have sex, he uses a button in his groin to inflate his penis with saline fluid and a valve in his that comes from a valve in his scrotum.
I have absolutely no comment on this story.
I heard the story, and I'm like, that can't be true. That's impossible. You either have one or the other. That's not possible. And the more I thought about it, I was like, well, no, things are possible. So I had to look it up to see if it was a true story, because I just didn't believe it. And you know me, when there's some things I gotta know.
Yeah, but there should be some things that you just don't have to share.
No,
this probably would have been a good topic for the Facebook page.
No, this is a good topic for you and me, because I want to know a male's opinion about this. If you did not have a penis, would you let them take skin from your arm and nerves from your legs to make one?
I feel like if I was born that way, I wouldn't know or have the sensation that comes with having one to know that the desire I want this thing. This is mine. You know, I love to use it. Because of the pleasure that it brings, you know, not only babies and all that stuff.
Well, that's the interesting thing about the human body. To make a male child, it takes 2 bursts of testosterone. It takes a hormonal burst, and then the second burst is
because he didn't have a penis,
organ.
he didn't have testosterone in him?
No, what I'm saying is he got the testosterone to have the hormonal. So it's also the hormones that make you want and desire. That's hormones and pheromones that are also in place.
But I feel like those hormones will be redirected instead of being directed towards downstairs where I'm starting to feel it. No. If there's nothing there.
All life has one job. Every living being has one job: to reproduce.
But he didn't have that job because he didn't have the equipment.
But his body doesn't know that.
Nah, I feel like it does.
The hormonal burst wouldn't know that. I mean, it was very interesting. And according to this...
So you're trying to say, like, if you were born without arms, you would still have phantom pains in your arm where you don't have... You wouldn't know what that felt like.
I think that's different, because a phantom pain means that you had an organ there for pain. The sensation to
grab something.
Right. You might not know. You might not have the sensation to... This conversation can get very, very weird here. You might not have the sensation to be touched in that area, or for that area to touch other things, but you would still get the sensations from arousal that don't have anything to do with that area.
What does that mean?
Think about it. There are places a woman can kiss you, a woman can touch you,
and they all lead to arousal in that area.
They lead to arousal, but that doesn't. They lead to that coming up. That's the ultimate goal.
Yeah.
But it doesn't make the sensations not go anywhere if a woman kissed you and that was not there, you would still have.
You believe?
Something.
I don't believe that.
Well, according to this man, that's what he said. He said,
you didn't tell me that.
Oh well, yeah, he was.
We having this conversation. You got the evidence.
He said he did. He has a girlfriend. He said they did everything but that because, of course, he couldn't do that, and he's wanted to do things, but he didn't know what he wanted to do or how he was gonna. They did things. He got off, I guess, in some ways, and she got off in hers.
Nope, it's impossible.
He said now he's really happy. So
okay, I opt out of this conversation.
You're so no fun.
This.
I
don't like
your
it.
brain hurt.
I don't like it.
Ladies, would you? And he's with this woman for a long time. He's got his long-term girlfriend. So, ladies, my question is: would you date a man without a penis?
I'm sure there are ladies out there that probably feel like they're dating a man without a penis. So it's the same. It's the same thing. And then once you reach a certain age, it's not like you guys. Well, for some people, they stop having sex anyway. So it becomes about maintaining, security and family and those types of things.
I even got pictures.
No. Turn that little raggedy computer
I got pictures.
right back around. And you were so happy too, smiling. I don't want to see that.
The more I read, the more intriguing it was. It was just, wow, this is interesting.
Yeah, I would have never clicked on the article.
And I'm sorry, you know me, I get interested in something, and
yeah, you're the weird one.
Anywho, so there is a white man in Seattle. He is suing because he could not get his business designated as a disadvantaged business enterprise because he looks like a white man, but he claims because he's 4% African American, he should be able to get his business designated this way. The only thing I have to say about this is if you want to be a black man, come on. Please come be a black man.
I don't think this person wants to be
being a black man
yes.
and not have to deal with the crap of being a black man.
Yeah.
So if you want to be a black man, you come on over. We will allow you to go in blackface from here on out because you got to have a color. It don't work without the color.
Yeah, that's what they see first.
We will allow you
that's
to
what
have
they judge
the black
you on
face.
First.
From here on out, you will be the only white man allowed by black people to wear blackface.
With your 4%
you get
black
your
ass.
little 4%. You get your little designation that you want, and then you get to be chased by the police, arrested while sitting on a bench. You get the cops called on you because you said hello to the old white lady. You get to deal with all the BS of being a black man. Come on, we don't get that many dang on perks. And I do not think they're actually suing, and they're saying that he may actually get this. I don't think that's right. That's something that should not know. No, because everybody, it is every single person so far this is what I've heard. Every single person so far that has taken one of those DNA tests, they find at least 1% black in them. At least.
I mean, it makes sense.
Everybody, I mean, come on, this is where life originated from. So no, I think if you're gonna be black, you got to have more than 4% black in you.
I agree. I feel like if they give him this benefit, then he should have to change all his ID, everything to say
African American. And he should have to go in blackface because the color he gotta have a color.
No, he just wants the privilege.
No,
the privileges. That's it.
No.
Or I actually hope a judge laughs his ass out of the courtroom.
I hope
that's
you get
what
a black
I hope.
Judge.
That would be hilarious. Anyway, there was a story coming out of New Jersey. A New Jersey sheriff resigns over his racist remarks. And this is from Bergen County. His name is Michael Sadino. Him and 4 undersheriffs resigned Friday after, I guess, a radio station, posted audio clips of the sheriffs making remarks in a January. They had a meeting in January after the current governor was inaugurated. They had a meeting, and on the tape, you could hear him saying, he talked about, this is his quote. He talked about the whole thing, referring to the governor's inauguration speech, the marijuana sanctuary state, better criminal justice reform. In other words, let the blacks come in, do whatever the hell they want, smoke their marijuana, do this, do that, and don't worry about it. We'll tie the cops' hands.
See,
that's the sheriff referencing the governor. And I should have looked up the governor because he makes it seem like the governor is black, or maybe the governor is pro-black, pro-people. And so he's talking about the things that people care about, decriminalizing marijuana and making it like legal stuff that people want, because it's bullshit in my opinion. The way having a small amount of marijuana sends you to jail for years. Yeah. It doesn't make people of color
15
for years, but nobody else. And then to throw that dig in there at the end saying, we'll tie the cops' hands, saying he's
Some
basically
people don't
against
need their
the
job.
police. Then he also said that the state attorney general, his name is Gruel. I know I'm mispronouncing that, but the only reason that he was appointed was because he wears a turban. Because he wears a turban. So
he in the wrong state.
If
he feels that way, he lives in the wrong state.
And he's a white Democrat, which that kind of surprised me a little bit. But anyway, he was saying, he apologized for his insensitive recorded remarks, but indicated that he was going to stay on the job. He said, I worked hard to successfully increase the department's diversity and intended to treat everyone with respect and dignity that is deserved by all. How can you say that and then I guess when you don't think anybody's listening, make those kinds of remarks? That means that's how you feel in your heart.
Because white people feel like they can say what they want to say, and then all they got to do is give a fake ass apology and keep on going. Excuse my French.
No, that's exactly what happens.
We got to stop. This has got to stop. You want to know why America's in the state that it's in right now? Because Americans feel like they can talk to people any old kind of way. That's not just white people. That's black people too.
You damn right.
Everybody feels like I can say whatever the hell I want to say to you, and everything's okay. I was looking at Facebook this morning, and there's this video, and I don't know where these people live because they wasn't speaking English, but there's this woman, and she was an actress, and she's on a panel, and they're talking to her and asking questions, and she has an autistic child, and she is in her I want to say 50s, and she's about to, or late 40s, and she's about to have another kid. And one lady has the nerve to say to her, well, why are you having another kid when you can bring another autistic kid in this world, and nobody needs a world with kids like that, and da-da-da-da-da. And the woman goes up and she slaps her. And quite frankly, she went up smooth, calm.
Yeah, I saw her glide up to her. And she didn't
just slap her, she beat her.
She reached back and
it was a couple of times. I was like, what the heck is going on?
She had some fury behind it. And I know I would have been upset as well for you to come at me like that.
It's like, why would you, number one, say nobody needs a world a world with these kids in it? That's wrong. That's wrong. You don't know what this world is going to be like with these kids in it. Some of these autistic kids are geniuses in their own right. So don't go there and don't say that. A child is a child. And if it's here, it's by the grace of God. No matter what, no matter how. I don't care what's wrong with the child. God let it go. God allowed it to be born. God wanted it here for a reason. So don't go there. Now, if you are for her aborting her child, and you feel like if you were in that situation, you would do that, that's your business, your life. I don't care.
Are they able to determine autism in the womb?
I don't know. Okay. I don't think autism's determined. It can be determined until you're 6, but there's got to be a genetic defect somewhere, that genetic chromosome that's off.
Something that's a little different that may be assigned to doctors.
I know that autistic kids come from older women. They find more it's caused by older pregnancies, but they're now saying it's not the woman that causes it, it's the man that causes it. So she really was wrong for saying what she had to say, because this woman's age has nothing to do with it. The man she sleeps with is his age that determines autism. So they're saying it comes from the male chromosome, not the female chromosome. It's very interesting. There's still so much they're learning, and as they learn, they'll get better at it.
And we get more information. But they still don't give you a right to just come at me any kind of way and expect me not to go postal, which goes back to all the people that you work with talking to you any kind. What are you looking for?
My necklace.
Your necklace? It's still on your neck?
No, my heart. It's not.
Okay.
But anyway.
Okay. You still can't talk to people any kind of way. But he just knew he was going to, and then to profess that, going back to the sheriff, to profess that, I'm going to still keep working and doing my job because, I'm the one out here trying to make sure things are diverse and all of this and all of that. No, you can't, I guess in the public's eye, pretend that this is what you're for, but then in private, talk all this shit about black people and about people who have turbans and people that may not look like you, because like I said, that's how you feel in your heart. That's when you're speaking the truth. That shows exactly who you are.
Right. People gonna learn. These people gonna learn. And I feel like it's gonna get worse. I honestly feel like all of this mess it's all gonna get worse until somebody realizes that maybe if I don't talk to people this way, I won't get pimp slapped.
But it's going to take a lot more pimp slapping before I think some people actually get the hit, get the message, and understand.
Right.
But moving on from that, I had one more story about Shirley's Lounge, an adult entertainment club in Dayton, Ohio. They were stripped of their liquor license last week after an investigation found that the bar was swapping food stamps for drugs and lap dances. Now, the one place I've never thought that I would be able to use my SNAP card, my EBT card, my food stamps is the strip club. Like, that would have never crossed my mind. And to exchange it for not only lap dances, which is what you go to the strip club for, but drugs. Like, I would like to know the exchange rate. How many food stamps do I have to give you for? Yes. But evidently it was
I guess this exchange rate would be what? The same exchange rate as it is for just food stamps, right?
For cash?
Yeah.
No, but see, that's different in different states. Because I know in like Kansas and Missouri, it used to be like for $65, you pay half in cash and, you get $65 for the food stamp. But when I went down south, they have a whole different calculation. This is my food stamp knowledge.
Wait a minute. The fact that there is actually an exchange rate.
Yeah, and it's different for different states.
Funny.
Depends on where you are and who you know. You might actually get the hookup, considering if you go to Ohio, they exchange it for ass.
Well,
but anyway, but I feel like that's really not a punishment to get your liquor license, because we got a lot of strip clubs here in Missouri that they're dry anyway. They serve juice, but they don't serve alcohol.
Right.
And so I guess that's the same thing to me. But I think
in Missouri, the law is if there's nudity, anything above topless nudity, you cannot sell alcohol. So full nudity.
I feel like that's how you get your biggest tips. If I can drink and then forget that I'm actually supposed to be paying a bill tomorrow, and I'm seeing ass, bouncing in front of me, I might actually spend my check.
That was Missouri thinking, hey, some politician in Missouri thinking, hey, it won't be any crime at the strip club.
Well, I can understand that, because usually when you add alcohol to any situation, there's a possibility that a crime could happen.
There's a possibility a crime could happen anywhere.
That's true, but it's intensified.
Because it's ass bopping around?
No, with alcohol.
Right, that's my point. That's anywhere. It has nothing to do with ass bopping around.
Well, some people can't control themselves with ass bopping around.
Really?
Oh yeah, because if she right there and she naked, you're gonna get assholes and stupid people that's going to believe that they should actually. She's here for me, so I'm gonna take it. Like your Brock Turners and those assholes that actually rape people.
But they don't take those. Take the woman that's over in the corner.
I know.
That's not bopping her ass.
Yeah.
They take the woman that's not in the strip club.
Yes.
And don't get me wrong.
They will
I'm
take
not
the
saying
woman
they
in the
should
strip club
take the strippers either. But either way it goes, just no.
Anyway, the charges filed against the employees and the patrons included drug trafficking, food stamp trafficking, and illegal sexual activity. So there's a lot going on in there besides just, exchanging food stamps for ass and some drugs. They had a problem.
Yeah, it was a party going on.
But it was weird that the article was saying how they got stripped of their liquor license. I'm like, so they didn't shut down?
Like, that's what I'm
drug
thinking.
Trafficking, food stamp trafficking.
If it was black people in there, only they'd have shut down. Anywho.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that's all. The only thing I got to say is, y'all, we got to vote in November. Please don't forget to vote. We got some tomfoolery going on with the Senate right now. And Christine Blasey Ford, and she's saying that this man done did sexual misconduct and he about to sit in a seat for life. So make your voices heard.
That should definitely be, I feel like, the next conversation that we start having is whether Supreme Court justices need to be serving for life. We need to discuss term limits, period.
Bottom line, I don't think anybody needs to serve for life. Not in a democracy. A democracy does not work if the same people are in charge. And that includes Senate term limits.
Yeah.
They may have to be revoted in every 4 years, but there should still be term limits.
I agree. And then with the Supreme Court being an office that we don't get to vote on, that's a problem. So, but whatever. That's all I got.
That's all I got. That's all. I guess that's all we got. That's it for us.
Peace.
Night.